Good afternoon. How are you today? Is there anything special today?
Please, sir. We sent
You all have a phone or laptop or something with internet connection, right? This is 18 B. 18A.
and 86.
What's going? First day. What's my name? One minus mark. Right? Right, so we're going to have your first continuous assessment today. Right, it is an individual one, open book ones. You can any digital devices, but don't talk to each other. So you will get marked as an. So probably you can start with that one about. Online people, can you hear me? Online students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, good. Then all online students, you also can log in and start the test at 1 o'clock, okay? So, is there any students who are absent today? Is there anything absent today? Yes? So they have not informed me. I don't know whether they have informed to the department or the university. If they have not informed, this is an exam. Part of the exam, they will get absent. Right? It should be in the at least they should be to inform. Okay? Inform Klaran, they have come with the medical. Qatar Paxia, medical. Even at the Panda, the receipt exam. as a school, we have to maintain the discipline. At least we have to inform it in advance, right? Right. So, what's the time now?
12:52.
Right. So, sharp at 1 o'clock, you can log in and start the exam. If you have any other issues, till then I can discuss. Father, there was a question. Yes. I'm not sure whether the promoter is there, but anyway, it's open book test.
So how many questions are there?
Yes, I remember I haven't done the, yes.
How many questions are there?
Maybe 20. I'm not sure whether that is done. They can't give me Mukadara than they give the Kekata. Maybe 20, 15 Kekata. Send Turaki on Kanda.
15 years are here.
You don't have any clarification. Perfect. What more do you have? What do you look at the chair about it? Kamal, I think I have informed you about that there is a new amendment about 2 months ago. Ne? New amendment has come. One of the major amendment to the Companies Act, number 13 of 2025. It has been that taken into the main there are people that then hyperlinks and all that. As an example, there are issues where the minimum members are 1 or 2 for the limited companies. With that amendment, which is made, it is 1. But the major question is now there is a beneficiary disclosure requirement. There are some companies where the shareholders say shareholders is again the company, right? When you talk about that company is also a subsidiary of another company, right? Sometimes the real beneficiaries are 5th layer or maybe 6th layer. When the Galle got to get indicted, shareholders and company now there's a requirement that the beneficiary name must be there. The individual name must be there. It is in one hand, it is like against the corporate way. We can there is a company. It's a separate person. I individuals again who are doing that. But then I think 13th amendment again. Apart from the members register, you have to have a beneficiary register. I'm a company, beneficiary register. How the individuals are getting company they have to make. It is really important for the PHCs. The PHCs, some other banks, PHCs, they are requirement. No one part can get more than 10%. Okay. May I 10%, they are subsidiary company and 10%, power company and 10%, but 50% expense, but two maybe 5 different companies. And then beneficiary requirement pick up. They can't do it. If I was then minimize the if I then have a beneficiary is like nothing. And also, PLCs are also required to disclose the declared assets asset. This declaration is PLC in government category, primary corruption act, then assets declaration. So all the special business entities also have to declare the assets. The PLCs, special business entities. What are the special business entities? One of the special business entities can SBE can it is defined not by law, right? It is defined by auditing and accounting standards. It was the company of this standard get on a SPE model because over auditors it's not only for the PS. It's better business and that is it, 1 o'clock. Then probably you can start. Okay, then. Good luck. It's only open book, not open mouth. Online people, now you can start.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Take your time, okay? Hello. Online students, please don't disturb, okay? Keep your mic mute, please. Hold on. I can give you 10 more minutes. Agree? Yes, sir. This one I can give you 10 more minutes, okay? Keep quiet, there are some students they are still doing. Well done, finish. Okay, now I'm all completed. Right. Okay, then. How many of you got 20 out of 20? Right. 19? 18? Hello? 18? Not even 18? 17? 70? 60? Right. One was 60, correct? Only one? Okay. 16? 15? You was 50. You also got 50. Then over 15, there's only 2 students. 14. 14 there are. 14 we have about 10 students. 30? About 10? Generally, I think there are some questionnaires and something like that, the guarantee control, but still you can use the most suitable answer, right? If you talk of members, shareholder, the question I got like about that in the type of question, you can go for a more suitable answer, right? It says guarantee company members, right? But the question is about the shareholders, right? The shareholder synonymous member, right? But anyway, I will check marks also low, I will check them again. Question yes. Company එකක් තියෙනවා මේකේ මේ ටීවී ෂෙයාර් ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් කරන්න පුළුවන් ෂෙයාර් ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් කරන්න රෙස්ට්‍රික්ෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා මොකක්ද ඒ කම්පැනි එක මොකක්ද ඒ කම්පැනි ඈ ඒ වවල අපි මේවා කරන්නේ නේ ඒක ඇත්තටම මේ private limited company එකක් තමයි right සාමාන්‍ය even private companies and no restriction actually ගත්තොත් private company වල restriction එකක් නැහැ. But if you want, you can have a restriction in the private company. Articles are ordinary දාගන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද මම කියන්නත් නේ. Right. සාමාන්‍ය 2004 කලින් නම් private company වල articles වල තියෙනවා freely transfer ගන්න බෑ. 2007 එක අයින් කරනවා. Now there's no difference between private and public company. All companies can freely transfer their share. But private companies, if they want, they can have it. මේක කියන්නේ එහෙම තියෙනවා කියලා. ඒක මොකක්ද වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Public company කොහොමද දාන්න බෑ restriction එකක් නේ. ඒක තියෙනවා නම් ඒක අනිවාර්යෙන්ම private company එක තමයි private company එක ඕනනම් දාන්න පුළුවන්. right? හැබැයි ඕනනම් දාන්න නැතුව ඉන්න පුළුවන්. ඒවත් පොඩ්ඩක් ඔළුවේ හිතන්න ඕනේ. ඔයාලට ඒක තේරෙනවා? ඔව් ඒක තේරෙනවා. මම ක්ලාස් එකකම කිව්වත් ඒක නේ. ඒ වගේ ඉතින් මේ question වල හරි කියන්න right? කිසිම කම්පැනි එකක දැන් share transfer guarantee company එක කොහොමද share නෑ. මේක අදාළ වෙන ලිමිටඩ් කම්පැනි එක විතරයි නේ. ඒතකොට restriction එකක් තියෙනවා නම් තියෙන්න පුළුවන් private company එක විතරයි. හැබැයි එකේ ගත්තොත් private company එකක් නෑ. free transfer එකක් පුළුවන්. ඕනනම් private company දාගන්න. ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් කල්පනා කරන්න ඕනේ. මන්තර ගොඩක් අය ඒවල guarantee company වගේ එක එක ඒවා ලියලා තිබුණා නේ. නමුත් අර කම්පැනි අර වගේ question එකකට මම හිතුවා ලකුණු දෙකක් දෙන්න බලන්න. මොකද shareholders ලා නෑනේ අත්තම guarantee company එක නේ. ඒතකොට හැබොන්ම තව ලකුණු දෙකක් මට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට you will get 18 නේ. නෑ 16 17 නේ. 16 ගත්ත ළමයි දිනක් 17 නම් වේ. ඒ වගේම ළමයි පස් දෙනෙක් විතර ඉන්නවා 1 track දෙන්න ඕන. අනිත් ඒවා disturb කරන ළමයි ටිකක් දැක්ක. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට minus mark එකක් දෙන්න නැතුව අනිත් හැමෝටම ලකුණක් එකතු කරමු. හොඳද ඒක? ඒකත් උනායිනේ. කොහොමද හොඳ? කොහොමද එක ලකුණක් හැමෝටම දෙනවා අර guarantee company එක question එක පොඩ්ඩක් අපහැදිලි නිසා. ඒක හැමෝටම දෙන්න. ये तामतलो में एक बंदी है लावला बात बहुत संबंध करेगा सलाह तो की break up, we can put it down. Break
पापा भी ऐसा बोल दिए और हम आगे कुछ शांति रहेंगे पर देखो कार्ड स्टार्ट
क्या बाहर रही है हम ये बोलते हैं
ඒ ප්‍රශ්න තිබුණේ ආවද ශපල් වෙලා තිබුණා මේකනේ මේ ක්වෙස්චන් එක. ඒක මම හිතලා ඒක දානකොට ඒක වෙලා තිබුණේ කියන්නේ විශ්ලේෂණය කරනවා. ඒක විශ්ලේෂණය කරනවා. Wagi ප්‍රශ්න ගන්න කියලා ගත්තා. shareholders of private limited. Yeah. පතේ ඉස්ලාමයන් කියනවා. බලන්න. පතේ ඉස්ලාමයන් කියනවා ඒකේ CEO වෙනවා තව කීයක් ගන්න. ඒ CEO දෙවියන් තෝරලා පහනෙවි 50 excluding employees කියලා. ඒක පහස් එක දෙන්න. සාධන සමයක ලංකාව පහන්නේ ඔයත් හරියට. members private limited 50 excluding it. ඒක දාලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒක අරගන්න නැද්ද? දැන් නැහැ කියනවා. Two questions anyway, it will suffer, but still you can get it. Guarantee company के member के जो shareholder के कितना हम शेयरिंग guarantee company का anyway you all know that they must be 2% to incorporate a guarantee company. Next, Inside, I can two kilogram to the month. Get the Kata, that like a balloon does it. Members like direct kilogram, some other factors. Take a dollar to incorporate a guarantee company. The minimum members are two. Two kilogram. I didn't think that Mangita computer shopper when about the ABCD data shopper. Take a ABCD and the someone like that. They are the Russell questions. Hita and the better among Hita guarantee company, public company. They have a order membership. I was not coupled with that among the computing down. ABC. Private limited company, how many more members can be a members of this company, right? So you all know that the minimum members of a maximum members of a private company is 50. So the moment of a 50 kilos them. Members are limited to 50, excluding employees. Excluding employees. In the Pulva, the hack employees. Then if there's one CEO, then in that company there may be a 51 members. Right? Okay. Members are limited to 15 private limited company, excluding employees. Right? Mangita mak question is good class. Reasonably what is meant by the limited liability. That your liability is limited to the shares, right? Private property protected. You are only liable for the amount here. Only when the company is bankrupt. Company bankrupt, the company should give you dividends or whatever for your shares. Company, you are entitled for the dividends or whatever declared by the company for your shares. Right? It's an actual expectedly that yes, your personal property is protected. While I can't then do company illusion with her. Bankrupt with her. And it's around the company is liable for the company's debt. You are not liable. If company has assets, the company is liable to pay. So your investment, the company has to repay it to you. Right? If there's a surplus, it's a surplus. But if the company is bankrupt, then you are liable to pay it. Bankrupt, the company the companies owe you something, but when the company is bankrupt, then you have paid for the surplus. Right. Okay. And somehow simple level too, right? I will try to add 1 or 2 marks more because of that complexity. But still, I am not happy. Oh, no, you are not sharing.
+5 now.
Then you should try to behave well at this trademark order. Right. Today we can start another topic, shareholder. Shareholders. Who are the shareholders of a company? Of the company, shareholders again. Yes. Owner. Hopefully you all agree that the shareholders are the owners of the company. However, the company ownership is very different. Ownership of a company is very different. You can say that the shareholders are owners of the company, but now you are learning the company law in detail, isn't it? This is not just a topic, this is a subject. Right? So then you need to know about this ownership. Right? Say as an example, if you are the owner of a sole proprietorship, right? Who owns the assets of the sole proprietorship? Assets property of the sole proprietorship is belong to the owner sole proprietor. Right? In a partnership, assets property of the partnership belong to who? They belong to partners, owners. Then the company's assets, company's property belongs to who? Shareholders. You all agree? Huh? You agree? Company's property belongs to shareholders. You agree or not? Yes. I'm okay. Yes. There's the one opinion that the assets property of the companies belong to the shareholders. Is that correct? Yes. No. Right? No. One thing right. No. Clear. Perfect. Ego hital. Ekar माहिती काम आहे होणार माहिती हे माहिती Yes. Explain kind of why not. Listen. Because companies are person just like you and me. That's the difference between the company and the other type of business. Right? So therefore, this ownership is very different. That's what I want to tell you, right? Even though we say that the shareholders are owners, this ownership is different from the other type of business. It's not like own of the sole proprietorship. It's not like own of the partnership. As the owners, shareholders do not own the company's property. Company's property belong to company itself. Right? Company के property आगे लेना owners का, नहीं? तो मैं आपके owners का क्यों नहीं जुड़ा दे लाइफ लेने हैं, नहीं? अब तक हम आइती वेनवाना आइती वेन्ने still if there is a solvent company, sometimes when it's bankrupt, they will get their contribution back. Like investment take up how humble solvent company. What about the insolvent company? Say you all have invested in the company 10,000 each. Now, if the company is solvent, company is bankrupt, then if it is solvent, that means it has money, then you will get your investment. Next, if the company is a bankrupt company, then are you still owners of the company? The company bankrupt, you all have invested 10,000 each. Right? Banku dira 1 million. Company is bankrupt. This company belongs to you or bank. What do you think? Did you get what my point? There's a company. You have invested in this company, each of you 10,000 each. The bank has given 10 million loan. Now this company belongs to whom you think? Company is bankrupt. Who is it? The company ready to what does the bank look like? Bank. You want more time? If you can't understand, just let me know. I can explain you. Shareholders. 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 Can you again explain? Then company bankrupt, you have invested 10,000 each. The company all bank 10 million. Then මේගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා then company bankrupt ඉඳලා මේගොල්ලන්ගේ 10,000 දෙයි. Because they are the owners. නේ? ඔයා හිතනවා නෑ උලට දෙන්නේ නැහැ bank කොට දෙයි කියලා. හරිද අසල දෙන්නේ? When the company is bankrupt, first they are paid to who? Shareholders of the line. No, there's no such law. There's no such principle. There's no such contract that your investment will be paid back. Even though it can company law, right? If you invest in the company, you taking a risk. If they are equity shares, especially, they are also known as the risk-taking shares. You take a risk. If the company is bankrupt, there's no guarantee that you will be paid back the investment. But there's a guarantee for the who? There's a guarantee for the creditors. Right? Creditors for the guarantee, right? In the bankrupt company, in the winding up, who will be paid first? Shareholders are the salary. No. The creditors will be paid first. Therefore, what I want to tell you is that shareholders own the company only when the company is solvent. Insolvent companies belong to creditors. Right? Did you get it? Right. Right? It's a very different type of ownership because even though we call that shareholders are owners, they don't own the company's assets. Right? They even have no right to involve in the management. It is also done by the small body called board of directors. Owners like what assets management right? And also when the company is bankrupt, even they don't own the company, bankrupt companies belong to the creditors. Right? In any event, first creditors will be paid. Owners or shareholders are paid only if there is a surplus. Right? Samane bankrupt company නම් හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. Solvent company නම් හම්බෙන්නේ. Bankrupt company කවදාවත් creditors හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? ඉන්නවා creditors ඉන්නවා 1000ක්. Right? බැංකු කියන්නේ ඉස්සලාම කියන ඊට පස්සේ employees side ඒවා මේවා කරලා light bill, tax, EPF, ETF, holiday payment ඔය ඔක්කොම ගෙවුවාම there's nothing for the shareholders. So therefore, the bankrupt companies, in fact, owners are the creditors. on the shareholder. Therefore, this company ownership is very different type of ownership. Therefore, we see what is meant, who are the shareholders. And yes, you can say that they are the owners of the company, but they are owners only when the company is sold. We'll see. So these are the things that we go to this one. Who is the shareholder? Their rights and obligation, liability. How do they express their powers? And the different type of resolutions they can pass. And as the second part of the lesson, we can discuss about the majority rule and minority protection. And then we can discuss all of them. In company law, now probably you are well aware that companies are fiction. There's no such physical being. This is very clear to you now. It is a fiction. There's no such a person. There's no such a physical being. Therefore, however, law treats the company just as law treats you and me. Therefore, when act, company definitely need the help of the individuals, natural person, to get their things done. Right? Who are these natural persons? While it could be anything, basically, those natural persons they help to get their things done are either board of directors and the shareholders or members. Right? Maybe you will come and someone may ready, but you can even completely outside the by passing the solutions. But basically, things are done by board of directors and the shareholders or members. Right? So this is divided between these two, board of directors and the shareholders, because of the democratic principle. If all the powers are given to one person, then there will be no democracy. Right? Therefore, to strike a balance between these powers, so the powers of the companies are divided between these two groups. Some powers are given to the shareholders, some powers are given to the board of directors. ඒක දීලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ඒකාධිපතිවාදයෙන් නැති. ඔක්කොම එකට දුන්නා ඉවරයි නේද? ඒක තමයි ඔක්කොම එකට දෙන්නේ. ඒක මේ ස්ටයිල් ඕවර් නෙවෙයි ලෝවර් තියෙන ප්‍රින්සිපල් එක. right? Power balance කියන එක නේද? So therefore the powers of a company are divided between these two, shareholders and the board of directors. It is obviously you all know day-to-day business of the companies are done by the board of directors. But it doesn't say that they can do anything. There are some other powers, they are given to the shareholder. What type of powers are given to the shareholders? One of the shareholders are given to the Bharata, one of the shareholders are done a business. Directors are very somehow the shareholder. This is done to strike a balance between these two groups. Then Parliament can pass laws, but they cannot interpret. But strike a balance. Even though Parliament pass out, what is meant by that law? It is decided by the Supreme Court. Strike a balance. Check and balance law. Law is political science. Check and balance of the kept on really under the I'll take the power in the balance. Likewise, if all the powers are given to the directors, then there will be no democracy. Therefore, some powers are given to the shareholders. One of the shareholders are the powers. Yes. And the rule is the who will appoint the directors? Shareholders. Those are the powers of the shareholders. Yes. Yes. The board is appointed by the shareholders. It's a power, unique power of the shareholders. That in that way, they can clearly control the board of directors. They not only can appoint them, even they can remove it. Right? So therefore, those are the powers of the shareholders, right? So directors are appointed by the shareholders. They also can remove them, and it is the power of the shareholders to decide their salary. They cannot decide their allowances for salary. It has to be decided by the shareholders. But some companies, it is done by the board or independent committee. But even for that, shareholders have to pass a resolution. Right? They have to give that power to the committee act, because it's the power of the shareholder. And also to approve a dividend. Right? Even though directors declare, shareholders have to approve it. Major transaction, reduction of the stated capital, change of company name, change of articles, those all have to be, all are powers of the shareholder. Directors can't do it. Directors can't do it. But when we discuss about the directors, we will discuss, they can get statements. Yes. But when practically there may be something else, right? Same like country, right? Practically, when we discuss about the directors, we will discuss who are the directors. Again, shareholders, right? It's shareholders, maybe. If not shareholders, at least they have a very close relationship with the majority shareholders. In that way, they will get it done. But at least as a theory, right? They are the powers of the shareholder. At least directors have to do it as a shareholders, not as a directors. Right? So therefore, some powers are given to the shareholders, some powers are given to the directors. So those are the some powers that we have given to the shareholders. Therefore, this division of powers between directors and shareholders, are done by the Companies Act itself, and by the common law, and by the Articles of Association. Right? So this division of powers, right, are decided or authorized by the Companies Act, common law, and also by the Articles of Association of the government. Then before 2007, there were no definition given by the Companies Act for the term shareholder. So, with that act, yes, by section 86, act gives definition for a term shareholder. So accordingly, in fact, there was a definition given by the court. Now it is written. So section 86 defines who is the shareholder. Accordingly, the act says a shareholder is a person whose name is in the share register. Very simple. It is a law that all the companies must maintain the share register. I'm a company make a law. Share register shareholders name register register. Take a number, he's a shareholder. Very simple and clear. Right? If there are more than 50 shareholders, then law also required to have a index register. Index register can alphabetical law record for easy. So then act gives an extended meaning for the shareholder. Then it says the shareholder is a person whose name is in the share register or who is entitled to have their name in the share register. Then shareholder is a person whose name is in the share register or who is entitled to have their name in the share register. So these are the persons who are entitled to have their name in the share register. Sometimes in the application form 1, there may be a name as initial shareholder, but their name may not be in the share register. Therefore, initial shareholders are also shareholders because they are entitled to have their name in the share register. Application initial shareholder even if their name is not in the share register, they are still a shareholder. In the same way, if there is the amalgamation proposal, then if there's the name of a person as the initial shareholder of the amalgamated company, they are also entitled to have their name, then they are also shareholders. And also if a share has been transferred, say I have some shares, I have transferred them to A, transferred his shares to B. But in share register, still it says A. But in law, B is also entitled to have his name in the share register. Then law says that transfer is also entitled, therefore he is also a shareholder. So that is how it says that shareholder is a person whose name is in the share register or who is entitled to have their name in the share register. In the same way, traditionally, the person became the shareholder in the same way by becoming the initial shareholder. That means if the person's name in the application or by taking up an allotment, by when company issue shares, you can apply. Then if company allot, then with that allotment, the person becomes a shareholder. By transfer of shares, then I can transfer my share to you, then you become a shareholder, or by transmission, means by operation of law. Right? By next talking, transmission. Right. Shareholders' rights and liabilities. Right? So where is shareholders' rights? Rights, liabilities, shareholders. Which document has the shareholders' rights and liabilities? Mainly quality. Section 30, content of articles. Object of the company, right and obligation of the shareholders. Right? So basically, rights and obligation of the shareholders are in the articles of association. They may be in the Companies Act. Common law, Companies Act, but basically they are written in the articles of association. Right. So throughout the Companies Act, so it also says the rights and liabilities of shareholders. Act says liability of shareholders, powers of shareholders, and minority buyouts. There are three separate chapters. So we discuss them. Right. So basically, their rights includes there are some unfettered rights of shareholders. If a person is a shareholder, then there are some rights attached to that share. They include right to vote, right to dividend, and right to surplus assets. They are very common right of shareholders, right? Right to vote in the election, in the poll, or what? Right to surplus assets if declared, or in the event of winding up, or right to dividend if declared. Okay. So those are the rights, they are attached to the shares. Apart from that, there may be some other rights decided by the Companies Act and the Articles of Association. So what about their liabilities? Liability of shareholders? What are the shareholders' liabilities? What is your liability if you are a shareholder of a company? Right? You have bought 10,000 shares. 1,000 shares, 10 rupees each. What is your liability? But 12,000 you pay next. So shareholders' liability is limited. Ne? So shareholders' liability is basically limited. It is limited to the shares they have bought. Right? So that is why we call the limited liability. Right? However, can we always say that the shareholders' liability is limited? Yes. What is the company is unlimited company? What is the company is unlimited company? Then can you say that shareholders' liability is limited? No, then their liability is unlimited. Therefore, even though we can say that the shareholders' liability is limited, it is only correct when the company is a limited company. Therefore, their liabilities depend on the type of company. If the company is an unlimited company, then the shareholders' liability is unlimited. If the company is guarantee limited, then their liability is limited to the winding. The company cannot ask it in any other case. They are only liable to pay it at the rate of winding. And it is limited to the guarantee amount they have agreed. So they are, and also the liability of member of a single shareholder company may be different from the liability of a PLC. Therefore, liability of members is basically depend on the type of company. So basically, it depends on the type of company. It is limited only when the company is a limited company. Right. If you remember the section 87, it also says that shareholders shall not be liable for any default or obligation of the company by reason only of being a shareholder. Therefore, their liability is limited. However, it depends on the type of company. It is also decided by the Articles of Association. Article says the liability of shareholders, and also there may be some contract between company and the shareholders. There may be employment contract, there may be supply contract, there may be credit contract. If there are different contracts, then they are also liable for that contract. There's individual contract because companies are separate person, shareholders are separate person. The shareholders can do any business in the company. With that contract, they also liable. And also there may be some other liability for other duties for individual liability as well. If they have done some reckless negligence act, right, they also may be liable for the company. If you have taken 1,000 shares, 10 rupees each. Let's say company issued 1,000 shares to X, 10 rupees each. However, he has not paid it. Later, he has transferred it to Y. Y transferred it to Z. Right? Now, company is in the bank. Now, who's liable to pay this amount? X, Y, or Z? How will I make a guarantee? X, the Y, the Z. Issue price is 10 rupees. Now, the price of the share is 100 rupees. Company issued 1,000 shares. Next, issue 1,000 shares, 10 rupees each. Then he sold it to someone. Why? Why sold it to Z? Now who is liable to pay this amount? Now value is 100 crores. How does that make a given to? Yes. Yes, Taman. It is called the call on shares, right? So company has a right to call on any time. Right? If your shares are not paid, then company can call at any time. Then the shareholder is liable to pay it. So basically, current holder is liable to pay on the call on shares. Current shareholder is liable. Samanyan oya thamai liable. Current shareholder is liable. However, there is one occasion where X may be liable. Right? The company, especially in the winding up, make a clearing that the company in the winding up can sue against the initial issuer for issue price. Right? So that is only available on the winding. Then we cover given plus and given at some point plus. Company can sue against it for 100,000 into 100 because that's the current price. And company can also sue against the initial issuer for the issue price. That comes from the contract. Because there's a contract between company and the initial shareholder for the issue price. Contract is the 10 rupees was the contract is. Therefore, company always has a right to sue against you for 10 rupees. So that is called the issue price. For the issue price, the initial shareholder is bad. But call on shares, the current shareholder is bad. ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න නැත්නම් අයින් කරන්න ඕනේ නේ. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කොන වෙලාවක ගෙවන්න කිව්වොත් current shareholder ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි යන්නේ නැහැ ලංකාවේ නෑ යත් බෑක්කත් හොයාගන්න බැහැ නා. But still company can sue against the initial shareholder, but not for the current value, market value, but for the issue price. That comes from the principles of contract law, because company has a contract with the initial shareholder for the issue price. So it is important in a winding now. Right, what's the time now? 3 o'clock. That's okay then. You can do this lesson then next week. I hope, Lama, you need the regular attendance. Right? That's what I got from the result of your result today. Samanne, in all other classes, I get about 18, even 20. Question dekak විතරක් අර පබ්ලික් කම්පැනි කොන්ට්‍රැක්ට් සබ්මිට් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Guarantee company shareholders right. Okay, then anyway, pick up your other. There will be another one assessment. Mark. Okay, then continue this next week. Thank you.
Yeah.